As it stands right now, we are currently 8 months away from WrestleMania 41. And in today's video, I want to jump ahead to WrestleMania and I want to give y'all my prediction for the match card. And as always, if you guys like wrestling and WWE content, consider subscribing to this channel as I'm posting daily wrestling content. And I am currently on my way to 100 subscribers, so your subscription will mean a ton. And now that that's out of the way, let's jump right into the prediction. At WrestleMania 40, we saw 7 matches on night 1 and 6 matches on night 2. So I tried to keep it somewhere in the same ballpark. So for my night 1 and night 2 predictions, I have 6 matches apiece. And the very first match that I think is going to happen on night 1 is Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. This is going to be a build-up match to something that I have later on in the card, but I mean, you have to get the Usos and Sami involved some way, shape, or form in Mania. And I think that this Bloodline 1 versus Bloodline 2 storyline is going to be dragging on until WrestleMania, because we know, or at least we're all speculating, that The Rock is behind the Bloodline 2.0. So if The Rock's going to come back, which is going to be so far down the road, we can drag this feud out until WrestleMania. The only thing that I'm not a fan of about this match, and really just the whole Bloodline storyline in general, is we sent Jey Uso off to be a singles talent. He's the most over person in the company. He's top of the line in merch. Everybody's singing his songs. Everybody's doing his little dance. Why are we not giving him a singles title? Why are we booking him for all these Money in the Bank versus Gunther? Why are we now booking him against Braun Breaker and we know he's not going to win? Why are we not rewarding Jey Uso for becoming so over? You sent him to go be a singles guy and he did that, and now you're not rewarding him as a singles guy. So other than that, this match would be great. You get to see the original Bloodline, the honorary Uso back. It'll be really fun to see. But other than the fact that Jey Uso is getting snubbed of a title, this match is going to be great. The second match of my predictions is going to be Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the Women's World title. In order for this match to happen, I do have Tiffany Stratton cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase on Nia Jax to win the title. And I think, if we do keep Tiffany as a heel, Charlotte can come back and face her as a babyface. Or if we want to turn Tiffy babyface, Charlotte can come back as a heel and face her. If that makes any sense to you. Either way, I think that Charlotte Flair would be the perfect opponent for Tiffany Stratton, because Charlotte Flair could put Tiffy over. We saw this a couple of years ago with Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley, where Rhea Ripley beat Charlotte at WrestleMania and then immediately jumped to stardom. We should try the same formula with Tiffany Stratton, because she is going to be one of the biggest players in the women's roster for time to come. She's one of the most talented women in the roster. She's great on the mic. She's got a good moveset. The fans are behind her. So we need to propel her to the moon if possible. And I'm not too sure how they would book a Charlotte Flair return. But, whether it could be at a PLE, whether it's just at an episode of Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, just have her cut Tiffy off in a promo and you can start from there. Because we know Charlotte's good on the mic and we really know that Tiffy's good on the mic. So these two could get a feud going just super easy. To move on from that, the next match is Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller. Now, a lot of you are probably thinking that this is not a WrestleMania feud, and I can't really blame you. They haven't shown anything to say that these two can have a WrestleMania match, but I do think that eventually Austin Theory is going to turn on Grayson Waller and he's going to have a face turn. And I think it's right. I think it's the right timing. The WWE, or more specifically Vince McMahon, the one who should not be named, tried to shove Austin Theory in our face, and it didn't work because you can't force somebody to be over. They tried it with Roman Reigns for years. You can't force it. They have to naturally get over time and slowly start to build up and build up and build up. And that's what Austin Theory has been doing. When you look at the common consensus online of Austin Theory, people are really liking his matches. People are really liking his segments. People are really liking everything about him. So your easiest target to put him against is Grayson Waller here. Just have Grayson Waller turn on him, have Austin Theory turn face, however you want to do it. Have these guys against each other at WrestleMania and have them have a proper build-up, and I promise you guys, they will not disappoint. They can build a WrestleMania feud. I believe in these two guys. They're great on the mic, and they're going to show you guys up to WrestleMania why they should have this match. And plus, a win at WrestleMania for Austin Theory when the fans are actually behind him could skyrocket him past the hump that he's been trying to get over for the last 3 years, man, or 2-3 years, however long it's been. He's been trying to get the fans behind him for so long, and this could be the match that finally makes that happen for him. And this next prediction is really just a shot in the dark, and it's actually kind of funny why I think it would happen. And that's the Wyatt Six versus the New Judgment Day. And my main reasoning for this is when you look at the Judgment Day, you have Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Carlito, and Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan. You have 4 guys and a girl. When you look at the Wyatt Six, you have Bo Dallas, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and you have Nikki Cross. So 4 guys, 1 girl is the formula. So I think the WWE, if they want to add these 2 factions to WrestleMania, which why wouldn't you? The Judgment Day and the Wyatt Six are 2 of the biggest factions in the company. I just think it will work out fantastic as they match up super well against each other. And not to mention that the Judgment Day turned on their family. You know, they just turned on Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio turned on his actual father. And we know that the Wyatt Six are coming after people that have not so great histories on taking care of their family and taking care of their loved ones and the people that they care about. So I think that this could be a match made in heaven. And I'm not saying that it has to be a 5v5. I'm not saying that at all. You could have a tag match, just 2 of them. You could have 3 of them, 4, 5, whatever they want to build up to this. I think it would be a great build up, and I definitely think it would be a WrestleMania worthy feud. For this next one, I need you guys to, for really just this whole video in general, just don't even think about brands or SmackDown or Raw, because we all know that that means nothing in the WWE. If they want guy A to go against guy B, they can just move them brands, you know, that it doesn't matter. And so that brings me to the point, I think that Chad Gable should challenge LA Knight for the US title. We have seen the heel work that Gable has been doing, and I almost think it's tragic and uncalled for that he hasn't gotten a singles title. And I know a lot of you guys aren't going to want him to take that belt off of LA, but I mean, it's time for Gable. It's really been time for Gable. He has turned some of the worst gimmicks. He's lived through that. You know, Shorty G, he lived through that. The stuff with Sami Zayn was amazing. The stuff with Wyatt Six is amazing. Why not reward a guy like this? We all want to see it. Now, does it have to come at LA Knight's expense? Unfortunately, yes. But, you know, in another 8 months, LA Knight will have held this belt for 8 months. He would have a good title run by then, and he could let this thing go, man. And I just think the right person to put it on is Chad Gable. And not to mention, this match will be amazing. We know what kind of work that Gable can do, and LA is slowly but surely becoming a really good worker in the ring. And the next match that I'm going to talk about is super obvious. Everybody knows that this is happening, in my opinion at least, and that's Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Right now, you know, they're still in that tag division teaming together, but we know one of them is turning on the other at some point to set up a WrestleMania feud, because when you have a name like Bianca Belair, she's going to have a main event worthy match. It's, you know, there's death, taxes, and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. That's just what it is, and she deserves it, man. Why? Nobody would disagree that she doesn't deserve it. And so I don't know how we get here. I don't know if Jade Cargill turns heel. I don't know if Bianca Belair turns heel, which I highly doubt that because of all the charity work and stuff she does. But anything's possible in the WWE. But we know that this match is certainly happening. We know it's going to be a great match in the ring. We know the promos are going to be good. And they need to probably get this thing kick-started here soon, maybe in the 2 or 3 month mark, to go ahead and start building this match up. And for the main event of night 1, this is a dream match for everybody. And we're not sure what kind of legal trouble this guy's going through. We're not sure if he will ever make a return. But I know personally, I want to see Gunther versus Brock Lesnar for the World Heavyweight title. I think it is no question Gunther will still be holding this World Heavyweight title. And I just, you know, Triple H said the other day, the ball's in Brock Lesnar's court. If he wants to come back, we'll entertain it. And so come Royal Rumble time, if Brock Lesnar wants to win, come Elimination Chamber time, if Brock Lesnar wants to come back and win a title shot, there would be no better feud for him to go against than Gunther. And we would all like to see it. I'm pretty sure Gunther is on record saying that it is his dream match. We've seen Brock Lesnar in the ring with guys like Gunther, and we know what he can produce. This is an instant classic, instant 5-star potential. And just, if this can happen, if Brock can come back if they're still on good terms with Brock, you have to pull the trigger on this no matter what. And that leads me to night 2. And the match that I have kicking off night 2 is John Cena versus Braun Breaker, which I also think is another match that it is happening. You know, we already saw Braun Breaker planting seeds for this in a backstage interview, where he said that he's going to be the one to defeat John Cena. He wants John Cena to come get the belt off them. And I love the fact that Braun Breaker is not ducking from the smoke, because at the end of the day, it could be career suicide calling out John Cena. But if there's one guy who I think can handle it, I honestly think it might be Braun Breaker. And when you look at John Cena's career, there's one thing he hasn't done, and that's win the Intercontinental Championship. I know that's kind of crazy to hear. So you're out of your mind if you think that they're letting what they consider and what many people consider the greatest wrestler of all time, the guy who never left the company, you know, he's been with WWE his whole career, he bleeds WWE, they are not letting him retire at the end of 2025 without having won that belt. And, you know, let's say he has this match with Braun Breaker, he wins that belt, he can, the next night on Monday Night Raw, he can start another open challenge for this title, just like he did with the United States belt back in the day. He can start that right back up again, and we can have NXT guys coming up. We can have some of the lower card guys challenging for it, and it would be just like old times, and it would also help elevate the newer guys that are on the roster now, which inevitably I think that that's going to be John Cena's main goal throughout his retirement run, is to progress the company, take steps forward. I don't think he's going to be selfish with this run. Now, is he going to win a couple titles? Yes. Is he going to win some big feuds? Yes. But I think big picture, they want to build people up through John Cena. To move on from that, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, Rhea Ripley is winning the title right off of Liv Morgan, come Bad Blood, come whenever they end up wanting to do it. And my Royal Rumble winner for the girls, drum roll please, Chelsea Green. I think that there is no other deserving candidate more than Chelsea Green. You know, I was listening to a podcast the other day. It might have been Chris Van Vliet. I'm not completely sure. Don't quote me on it. She said that she is not worried about winning or something like that. She just wants to make the fans feel a certain way. Well, guess what, Chelsea? You make us feel a certain way. You're just phenomenal. Everything about your wrestling is phenomenal. Everything about your promos are phenomenal. Your facial expressions are phenomenal. You deserve a win. You deserve a push. And this is the year. I really thought that Money in the Bank was your time. But, you know, Tiffany Stratton was another superstar that deserved it. But now there is no excuse. Chelsea Green deserves to win this Royal Rumble, and that's just all there is to it. Chelsea Green versus Rhea Ripley would feed families. You know, Rhea is now a babyface, and we know that Chelsea Green is, if not the best, she's at that top echelon of heels on the female side of the roster, or really just the roster in general. So this feud would feed families. The match would feed families because they're two of the best workers in the entire company. This needs to happen. Lock it in now. After that, I am not completely sure that this match even has a 1% chance of happening, but this is just me personally what I want to see. I want to see DIY or the Street Profits win some sort of tag title, and I want to see DIY versus Street Profits, a rematch of what we just got a week ago, because it was a 5-star match. It was great. Montez Ford and Johnny Gargano had instant chemistry like that, and I just want to see it again. Angelo Dawkins is amazing. Tommaso Ciampa is amazing. So, you know, we need to be giving these tag team titles to actual tag teams and not just main event feuds that they want to put a belt on so they look cooler. It's time to build this tag division up with the actual tag teams we have, and the best two in the entire company are DIY and Street Profits. I don't think anybody's arguing with that. So yeah, let's lock in DIY for the Street Profits because it's just going to be a banger of a match. That's really the only reasoning I have. And for this next one, I can already see the Becky Hogan chants coming in the comments. I'm a big Becky fan. What can I say? And for this, we saw Becky Lynch lose against Liv Morgan in her last televised match. So I want Becky Lynch to come back in Shawn Michaels fashion, and I want her to put up her career on the line against Liv Morgan. And I would say that this should be her retirement match. You know, if she's serious about wanting to, you know, be a stay-at-home mother, which I respect the hell out of that. You know, you have nothing left to prove. You're, in my opinion, you're the greatest female wrestler to ever grace this earth. In my personal opinion, you're the best, Becky. But we need to see we need to see a farewell tour. We need to see one last feud, one last match from you. So come and put your career up and elevate a talent like Liv Morgan and ride off into the sunset, because at the end of the day, I just need one more I just need one more match. One more match, Becky. That's all I need. This next match is another one that I don't know if they can drag this feud out for as long up until WrestleMania, but I don't see another direction for these three guys to go, and that's Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Like I said, can they drag this on for another 8 months? I have not a clue, man, but I don't see another direction for these three talents, so I had to put them together, and I think a triple threat match between these guys would benefit mostly CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and I hate to even bring something like this up, but CM Punk and Seth Rollins have been injury-riddled throughout the last couple years, and so I think it would be nice to put them in a triple threat match where maybe they could not have to do as much work. You know, I'm just a stupid fan. Maybe there's just as much injury risk in a triple threat as there would be a singles match, but I don't think the WWE can afford Seth Rollins or CM Punk to have another injury. And God bless, I can't even believe I just said that. I don't want to see them injured. That's just as simple as that. So I think we need to keep these three in a feud up until WrestleMania. And it's always must-see TV. You got three of the best mic workers in the WWE. So just keep on letting them feud and just try different reiterations of this match until WrestleMania, and then ultimately give them the triple threat. And for the main event of WrestleMania 41, for the Men's Royal Rumble, entering 30th, the final boss, The Rock. I think The Rock is going to win the Royal Rumble. I think he's going to challenge Cody Rhodes. I think Roman Reigns is going to initiate his rematch clause, and I think we're going to have Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and I think they're going to try and rekindle some of the magic from last year, and I think it's going to be an amazing feud, and there's nothing else to really say about this. The awkward-ass segment we got on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania between The Rock and Cody Rhodes, he flat out told him, when I come back, title or not, I'm coming for you. And we just saw Roman Reigns looking at Cody Rhodes and basically saying, I'm coming for that belt. So what better way? Give him a triple threat match, you know? The match itself might not be the best because of Rock is getting up there in age. But the promos would be amazing because it's your three biggest superstars in wrestling right now. And I just think they're going to want to build up on that magic from last year, because wrestling has never been in a better point than the build up to WrestleMania 40, and they're just going to want to leverage off of that. Now, as for who would win this match, I have not a clue, man. My personal opinion would say Cody, but I could also see the argument to want to put the belt back on Roman, but under no circumstances should the final boss win this, whether the match is bloodline rules or not, because that is just lame. So either give me Cody or give me Roman, but other than that, this has been my WrestleMania 41 match card prediction. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think I didn't get wrong. And I already know what the number one thing is going to say, and that's that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens have no direction, and that's because, I don't know, man. I really think that both of them are going to have heel turns coming up soon. I didn't know how to book it. So let me know what you guys think I should change about this WrestleMania 41 card prediction. And we're going to react to this video in maybe 4 or 5 months and see kind of how things are panning out. And I'm going to give y'all another prediction video. And then, of course, we'll see how that pans out to WrestleMania. And that's all I have for today, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.